Hey, welcome back to the channel, Fully Invested Fi Labs. Today I wanted to go over the buys I made today to take advantage of the dip that happened today due to the new tariff threats from Trump on Europe because of his crazy obsession with Greenland. And yeah, so we'll go over the good, the bad, and the ugly from doing this. Before we start, as usual, just a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor and nothing here should be taken as financial, investment, or tax advice. I'm simply sharing my personal investing journey and documenting my own results. Investing always carries risks, especially when using margin, and you can potentially lose money. Don't copy what I'm investing in blindly without understanding the risks and doing your own due diligence. No returns are guaranteed. And as usual too, this is a flowchart that I use to be fully invested. I invest 100% of my income, and so at least 10.8K every month, into growth and high yield ETFs. I've stopped using a traditional banking account to live entirely out of my brokerage account. I use cheap margin of 4.5% to bridge the gap between my bills and my dividends. And the goal is to never sell a share, forever compound, and have my monthly dividends eventually exceed my monthly expenses. If you want an in-depth breakdown of this chart, check out the video at the top right here. And yeah, do a good deep dive on all this. So yeah, let's just hop right in. If we pop over to my Robinhood account here, so I can tell this was a pretty bad red day today. Kind of see dipped almost 4% today, which is pretty rough. Yeah, but overall I wanted to take advantage of the dip. And so my thought today was to buy into existing positions that I had and also use dividends that I have made since the beginning of the year, really. So if we pop over to Monarch over here. So if we go to cash flow, so we'll see here that the dividends that I've accumulated so far this year in January is $2,755. So I wanted to use basically these dividends and invest in the dip today. So, and that's basically what I did. So I did my usual split for this. So I'm doing 40% into growth and then 60% into high yield ETFs. And I kind of split it in this way. So if we pop over my history over here, so you can kind of see the buys that I did here. So I have a couple dividends pending coming tomorrow here. So these are the 4 buys that I did today. So one, just a bonus buy, I brought in Snowball earnings and I bought GOW with that. That's kind of just my usual buy for any YouTube related earnings. So now if we check over here, my GOW sitting at this much, and yeah, that's 1,883 that I've put in there. And yeah, so that was $96.06. And as far as the growth side, what I did is I put some into SPMO. So that was like the larger portion of my growth portion, so the 40%. So roughly 66% of that 40% went to SPMO, so $739 there. PMO, if we dive in, like it's kind of lagged the QQQ so far this year. So it's actually gone down quite a bit, especially with the dip, but also just on the year, it's been down, especially if we compare to like even QQQ, right? Pop over to QQQ and go to year to date. Yeah, see, QQQ is down like 1.79 and SPMO was down 2.42. So I want to take advantage of that there. And then also I bought into Hood, so and into more Robinhood really. And yeah, so Robinhood has had a bit of a rough start at the year. Yeah, down like 6% even after today. So yeah, just want to take advantage of it because it was getting close to my average cost, like maybe a little bit lower than what I had. So I ended up buying that. And yeah, in Robinhood, I believe in it long term, obviously, with like how much I have invested in here. And really, I don't think materially tariffs would even really affect Robinhood, like even if they were to stay long term. So I think it doesn't really affect their business in that sense. So yeah, just want to take advantage of that dip and bought into them. And then also I bought into, on the high yield side, I just bought into one ETF. I bought into BTCI. So if we pop back over to there, bought $1,653 of BTCI. So that was like basically 60% of the dividends, right? And yeah, honestly, this was like the one that dipped the most out of all my high yield ETFs when I was looking at stuff from the year or year to date. So wanted to take advantage of that. And Bitcoin has started rebounding. But now got hit by this dip. So want to take advantage of that as well. And so yeah, that was the buys, like all good stuff. all contributed to my account value, but the bad that happened after that is I bought the dip and then it just kept dipping. So yeah, I think around where I bought was probably around this point, like between like 8 to 9 a.m. this morning, or actually you probably see the times there, but yeah. And yeah, and it just kept dipping throughout the day. And just kept going and going and going. So we'll see. I'm going to monitor this throughout the week. We'll see if it becomes another April 2025 Liberation Day situation where it just dips over the next couple of days. But yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on it. And what might happen is that I might invest dividends that I'll be receiving this week from the portfolio. So we pop over to my dividend calendar here. I have like all these guys that are getting paid out this week. So maybe what I might do is actually just like day by day, just use the dividends that are getting received that day to invest potentially. And I don't know if it just keeps on dipping, potentially what I could also do is maybe pull forward my paycheck from next week into this week. Same that as I've done with previous situations like that, where I basically just pay myself, quote unquote, with my HELOC and then push that into the Robinhood account and then just make the buys there as usual. And then once my paycheck comes in, I'll just send my paycheck to the HELOC to pay that off right away. So yeah, I was looking from buying the dip today. And really the ugly of this all is that, yeah, I started off the year strong where I was like outperforming the S&P by like 2-3 times almost. I was up like 3% at one point last week on the year to date. And then with the dip today, it's kind of brought me in the negative. So I just kind of erased all my gains here. And yeah, so now I'm down 2.45% or $3,800 there. So yeah, that's this also just highlights the volatility that you can and will experience with margin. So it works on both ways, on the positive and the negative, right? So got to be careful with it and got to understand it, and just be ready to weather this kind of stuff if you are in it. So yeah, so now if I compare that to VOO, yeah, now it's negative 1%. So I'm like nearly over doubling that now. Flip to the other side pretty quick there. But if we check all, still eking a positive since I transferred over to Robinhood back in July last year. But yeah, definitely you can kind of see the dip here, the pretty severe dip that happened just in the last day. So yeah, this is just a quick little video that I wanted to do today to just talk about how I'm buying a dip, and we'll see if I kind of keep doing this in terms of if there's any kind of crazy one-off events that happen like this. But yeah, this one kind of gave me the feeling that it was a little bit like the April tariff situation. Or maybe we'll see if it's as bad or if it's just a small percentage of that. But yeah, still want to take advantage of that dip. So after all those buys, where that puts me at is here, as you can kind of see on the sheet here. So with all that, that's putting me at $302,091 in gross value for the account. My margin use has ticked up, obviously, as I put in that $2,700 worth of dividends that I added, basically. So that's ticked up to $149,559. And now my net value is sitting at $152,532, given the dip. So yeah, a lot lower than where I started. And yeah, as far as the growth side of stuff, I'm sitting at $165,522. And the high yield income side of stuff, I'm sitting at $136,569. So yeah, the growth side is all these tickers basically, and the high yield stuff is all these in gray. So yeah, that's where stuff is sitting. The equity is still sitting at a little above 50% at 50.49%. My margin buffer is at 25.01%. So this is on my gross value basically. So this is what shows on Robinhood, the margin buffer on the net portfolio, but I like monitoring the gross one because this one is more accurate, or like market would basically have to drop that much on this value to basically trigger this margin call here, which is my margin maintenance here. So it's basically applying this blended margin maintenance on the full value here, right? So yeah, that's where my numbers are sitting at after all those buys between SPMO, Hood, and BTCI. And yeah, and then that pushed my income up a little bit. So now I'm up to $5,267.04. So that's the rough estimate that I calculated basically based on stuff there. But yeah, that's where the numbers are at. As usual, if you want to follow me off YouTube, there's a lot of different ways you can kind of do that. You can do that on Blossom Social as usual. You would have seen like all my trades today that happened. So that's what happened there. You can see all of them there, right? And then also just all my posts go on there as well too. Snowball, of course, you can kind of see all my numbers. Nothing's sitting, nothing's blacked out. Everything is very fully transparent for everyone to check it out. So you can kind of see all that and yeah, see how stuff was affected today really too. And even if you want to see how my stuff is going like year to date or whatnot, like you can kind of see all that good stuff, right? And yeah, and then also there's my Patreon as well. This is really just like a good backup in case there's any more shenanigans with YouTube, where I just upload all my videos in here across both channels. So I have my full backlog and upload any new videos on there. So you can follow there for free. There's also a small membership tier if you want to join. And this is mostly just to support the channel. Just like to think of it as like a tip jar, but you can watch all the videos for free otherwise. And yeah, and then of course there's the Discord, which is nice and growing here. Yeah, we're pushing over 249 members, which is great. So yeah, a lot of great conversation here and stuff between videos. I announce all my new videos, my trade alerts. You would have seen like the trade alerts from this morning. So yeah, that's the video. If you got some value out of this and looking forward to follow my videos here on Fully Invested Fi Labs, which after this week will be covering all my retirement accounts, or on the main channel, Fully Invested Fi, which I'll be back to posting on Saturday, which I'm looking forward to. And yeah, give a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one in the portfolio update dropping this Saturday. Peace.